day 2. I'm feeling kind of fresh about it. I do need to warm up though. I slept like all day. I think we better get started. Are you ready? This is the bullshit deck I'm gonna be using. I know, right? Fuck me sideways. Alright, let's get this shit on the road. I'm probably gonna get fucking... That's their side. Put it in my ass already, bro. Just go ahead. I'm feeling pretty mean today. I'm not even gonna lie, you know? This shit might just be rash. Anyways. This is how it be, I guess. Feel free to give me deck recommendations as well. Bad predictions. tower though. We are in a losing position currently, I believe. They're just fucking with it. Terrible. Terrible. Sideways in the ass of it right now. This game. That's what I'm talking about. Alright. Y'all got any good deck recommendations? Hold on, yeah, let's see. Alright. Question mark? I'm thinking... What do y'all think? What do y'all think? I'm gonna completely rebuild this deck. Alright. big bitch at? Hold on. Oh, fuck. I'm thinking, Dark Prince. Terrible deck choosing on my part. Y'all just watched me fumble. The hardest I think I've ever fucking fumbled in my whole life. We gotta fix it. I don't want to be a bot and have to run a 2.6, but I think I have to. Fucking hate these royal piggies, bro. There's actually something I can do about this. Would be pretty great, you know? Fucking 500 guards in my ass, you know? He just wasted all of his arrows? Question mark? Fucking... Nice and slow. Nice and slow. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Get busted on, Nick. I probably should have used Valk, but we're not gonna talk about that. You're just gonna waste all your elixir? Okay, makes sense. I suck so hard at that, bro. Go ahead and throw the P.E.K.K.A down, bro. That makes a lot of sense now. It's gonna fucking spam P.E.K.K.A for 3 hours fucking straight. Makes perfect fucking sense. Nice and slow. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. I swear I go up against the same deck every single game. So I'm kind of wondering if I'm getting streamed sniped or something. Or, I don't know. This is retarded, whatever it is. Oh fuck, what did I do there? It's literally just the last 30 fucking people I've went against runs the same exact fucking deck over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Like this is some bullshit, bro. What are we gonna do? Should I keep going? Yeah, it's the same exact fucking deck every single game. Like, this shit's so fucking stupid. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. That's, obviously. Bro, what? There's no way a single P.E.K.K.A just took up my whole fucking tower, bro. This is fucking stupid as fuck, bro. See the fuck I'm talking about? What? That's what I'm talking about right there. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm fucking talking about. Fuck, dude. That's what I'm talking about. That's what's going on. Bro, no way that just happened to me. I just got skeletons out of a fucking... Okay, that makes perfect sense. Dude, you cannot tell me this woman right here is not such a baddie, bro. Smash in a heartbeat. Thinking of doing this right here. This guy. Fuck, I shouldn't have done that. L on my part. What? That's reasonable. guys. I'm gonna take a short break. Alright guys, I'm back. Posted up in a blinky currently. So we get back to it. Alright. Alright, let's get to it. I don't know why I just did that. I was not thinking just now. Good looks, good looks, good looks. I'll give that to him. He played mad good. Alright. We know what time it is. That's why I'm posted up in a blankie.
David, an Italian ghost hunter fluent in English, had been I live in.
Alright. Here's the move. Here is the move. The move is the best move we've ever seen in the whole world. Alright. I'm now gonna react to some spooky content. Got the blankie ready. Alright.
Northern Utah, on the edge of a small highway town. There's not
This
really
is,
anything but a few
MJV animations, if y'all's wondering. If you want to go look at it yourselves, y'all can.
stores, truck stops, and motels right up along the main highway. The roads to the outskirts are all dirt, just leading to a few other homes and large private acres of forest and grassy fields. This was a pretty typical day for me. I worked remotely from home and finished up around 6. From there, I headed into town to grab some groceries and stock up on a few items around the house. Even though it was a highway town, the highway wasn't actually all that busy, so none of the stores were ever too crowded. I pulled in and started shopping. While I was in there though, I happened to notice a guy looking at me. At first, I thought nothing of it. I probably just looked over at him at an awkward timing while he happened to be looking over at me. I kept going about my shopping, but a couple minutes later, and in a different aisle, I saw him again in the corner of my eye. He walked into the same empty aisle I was in and stood just 5 or 6 feet to the side of me. I kept looking forward and tried to find what I needed, but I noticed he wasn't really moving around or grabbing anything. So I just shifted my eyes a little bit over so I could kind of see him better. Even though I wasn't looking directly at him, I could tell he was looking at me. This time I said hi, then continued about my business. The man didn't say anything back to me. I hurried up and grabbed what I needed, and left the aisle. Honestly, I just thought the dude was a little weird, but I wasn't thinking too hard about it. I went to the checkout counter and paid for everything, then headed back out to my car. I parked in the far back of the lot, like I usually did. I tossed everything in the trunk and got in. And when I looked up at the rest of the parking lot, there were maybe 30 or 40 other cars. But something felt off. Then I saw him again. He was standing between a couple cars, looking over in...
It's crazy how much you gotta watch out nowadays for people like this. Like, I've even ran into people like this, and it's terrifying. It really is.
my direction. He didn't have any groceries in his hands, so I don't think he even checked out or got anything. The hell was up with this guy? Probably some creepy trucker running on 2 hours of sleep or something. I pulled out of the parking lot and started heading home. The sun was mostly down by now, so the empty dirt roads were dark and quiet. I parked out front and brought in the first couple bags of groceries. While putting that stuff away, I got a little sidetracked by a phone call from my dad, but eventually I got back to it and headed back outside to my car to grab the rest of the groceries. When I did, I saw something. I had to squint and let my eyes adjust to the dark for a moment, but far out and kind of off the side of the dirt road, there was a truck. Its lights were all off. I could only see the general shape of it, silhouetted by the...
Bro, I would actually just start shooting. I mean, I'd never let someone creep on me like that. Dude, holy shit.
Night sky. I own just under 40 acres of land, so where that truck was on my property. It definitely wasn't there when I drove home, and if it was just turning around or lost, why would it be parked with no lights on? I slowly walked up to my car and got my groceries out, keeping an eye on the truck the entire time. The best possibility I could think of was that it could be just some regular driver that pulled off the highway and thought that this empty land would be a good place to sleep instead of paying for a motel. Even though it was on my property, I wasn't going to make a fuss if I didn't have to. You never know who could be in there, or what they might do. I went back inside. After tossing the groceries away, I opened up the curtains on the front of the house, just so I could keep an eye out there. Over time, say the next hour or so, I felt less and less nervous about it, and thought that it was almost surely a driver sleeping. Still strange, but harmless. I spent another hour in the living room, watching a show, and never saw the truck move. It was getting late, so I closed the curtains and went upstairs to get in bed. I think I fell asleep pretty quickly. However, in the middle of the night, I woke up having to use the restroom. I never checked the time, but I think it was probably 2 or 3 a.m. I got up, half asleep, and walked across the bedroom floor and into the hallway where the bathroom was. As soon as I opened the door, I heard a creak downstairs. I'd never heard that happen before.
Oh, fuck.
I listened for a second, then closed and reopened the door to see if it happened again, but it didn't.
I can't lie. That's mad
I
relatable.
walked to the end of the hallway and looked down the stairs. It was all dark down there, only a small amount of moonlight coming in from the kitchen windows. But there was something in that downstairs hallway. I could see a shadow moving ever so slightly on the side of the wall. I couldn't tell if it was actually in the hallway or maybe outside the back door and the shadow was just reflecting onto the wall, but I immediately felt my heart pumping. I quietly backed up and went back into my room, closing the door as slowly and carefully as I could so as to not bring any attention.
Dude, speaking of that, you ever been like asleep and you wake up at like 3 in the morning, you got like a very ominous looking coat in your room somewhere? Dude, that shit's gotta be the scariest fucking shit ever, period. I swear. Like, I think one day, one night I woke up about 4 in the morning and I started freaking the fuck out, bro. Like this coat in my room, I swear it looked like, did y'all ever watch the boiled one thing? Like the boiled one phenomenon? I swear it looked like that. And you know what's crazy? I actually had sleep paralysis whenever I went back to sleep. Holy shit.
Then I got my phone and called the police. I kept my voice low. For the first 5 minutes I waited, I didn't hear anything. I started doubting that they were in my home, until suddenly I heard creaking again. Very slow and very subtle, walking across the floor below me. It sounded like they went into the living room. A minute later, a cop car showed up. There was a scurry of footsteps running around down there, and eventually leaving my home just as the officers ran up. Thankfully, they caught him running back up toward the truck that was parked in the field. Disturbingly, I recognized him as the creepy guy from the store earlier. I guess he really was stalking me. Even worse than him following me and breaking into my home, he was armed. The guy and him following me.
Dude, this motherfucker looks devious as fuck. He's in his move right here. Holy shit. Devious as a motherfucker. That's some like Jeffrey Dahmer shit.
And breaking into my home, he was armed. The guy claimed he was just trying to rob me, but from the looks of it, it seemed way more personal than that.
Alright.
And I don't know
if someone's willing to admit that they were just going in there to rob something, I know you know for a fact that in no way, shape, or form were they just gonna rob him. Cause typically someone would like say something like they did that's less worse than what they're trying to do. So holy fuck.
How long he was inside my home for, but he never took anything. He didn't even have a backpack to take anything with. Plus, he knew I was home. He probably was watching me from somewhere outside all night. What he really would have done is better left unknown.
Dude, I really need to get a fucking ad blocker, bro.
This was during a road trip last summer. I was taking a long route home from visiting a few relatives, so I was driving about 4 hours each day to a different destination. This was after my last stop. Everything left on the last 8 hours of driving home was just empty woods, as far as I knew. There was another city I wanted to stop at, but it was just too far out of the way for me to justify stopping there. From my previous stop, I left at 6 p.m. to get to my final Airbnb that I had booked at a cabin about 2 hours away. It happened to be on the route home, so that's why I went with it. I figured it'd be better than whatever cheap and crappy motel there was along the road. Where I was, the landscape was pretty flat, but there were a decent amount of trees scattered around. When I pulled up to the cabin, it was clear they had planted a row of large pine trees perfectly in a line at the front of the cabin, with the gravel driveway going through the middle. Honestly, the outside of it, mixed with the landscape, was a little bit spooky. I parked and unlocked the padlock with the code I had emailed from the host. Despite the outside, on the inside, the cabin looked newly renovated, probably to be an Airbnb, but it was really nice, small but cozy. I didn't unpack much since I'd only be there for the night. I sat at the table and ate a meal I picked up from a drive-thru, but only 10 minutes after I'd gotten settled in, there was a knock at the door. It startled me because I'd never heard a car pull up or anyone walking outside. I got up and answered the door. There was a man, looking about 40-ish, with a gray and black beard and shaved head. "Hi, I was just stopping by to make sure you got in and everything was good," he said with a smile. Knowing it was just the host now, I said I was good and it was all great. I then said goodnight and shut the door. I thought it was a bit strange he showed up unannounced just to ask if I was okay, but I thought he must have lived close by or maybe even on the other side of the property or something. Also, it's worth mentioning that the guy had an unusually strong odor coming from him. It smelled like maybe he'd been working out in the field all day. I just found it a bit odd as well. I went back to the table and finished eating, then took a shower to wind down for the night. I was only in there for maybe 5 minutes before feeling tired enough and just wanting to lay in bed already. I dried off and hopped in bed, staying on my phone for a little bit, when there was another knock at the front door. This one scared me just as much as the first time, because again, I never heard a car pull up or anyone walking outside. It had to be the host again, but why? And so soon after he just came over. Immediately, I knew this was odd, and I felt really uncomfortable. I checked my phone, and of course, there was no text or call from him. I slowly walked into the main room, hearing him knock several more times. I wasn't sure if I wanted to answer the door or not, but I ended up just calling out from the other side and asking what he needed.
Probably the smartest thing you could have ever done right there. Like, actually, probably the fucking smartest thing you could have ever done.
He stopped knocking. "Can you open the door, please? I just wanted to ask you one more thing. I'll be quick, I promise." I didn't respond for a few seconds, because I honestly didn't know what to say. In those few seconds, he must have gotten impatient, because he knocked on the door again and asked if I could open it. I said it was late and I wasn't in the mood, so if there wasn't an emergency, then I'd like to be left alone. He took a long time to answer after that. The silence was really eerie. Once it reached a whole minute, it was even more so. I didn't hear him walk away, so was he just standing out there? I quietly walked up and looked through the small window on the door. He wasn't out there. I immediately thought that he must have snuck away, because surely I would have heard his footsteps on the gravel if he just walked away. But then, where was he? I didn't know what to do. I felt really uncomfortable and didn't know why he was acting so strange. I stood there by the door for a minute and listened for anything. Honestly, I was scared to move. But then, I happened to glance over at one of the windows in the living room. I saw his eyes staring into mine.
Oh, fuck.
I panicked and...
That's what it had been right there. I would have jumped through that fucking window, and I would have just started swinging until I couldn't swing no more.
sprinted to the bedroom, where I called 911. While I waited, I heard what sounded like him trying to lift open the window, which was terrifying, but also odd, considering he had to have had a key to his own house. But
Oh, shit.
that's when I figured it all out.
So he's a
That
creep,
man
but he still
wasn't
obeys the
the
rules.
host.
Makes perfect sense.
This was confirmed when police arrived. He'd already run off. We have no idea in which direction, but we got in contact with the actual host and owner of the cabin. I don't know what that man's intentions were that night. Obviously, he was lying and clearly plotting something, but I'm just glad I didn't open the door. It was spring break. I was 18, and this year my family took a trip to a small cabin out in Minnesota. It was just me, my mom, and my younger brother, who was only 7 at the time. We were planned to stay at this cabin for the whole week, and part of the reason we were going to Minnesota was to check out some of the smaller towns and scout for a place we might want to move to in the future. Anyway, the cabin my mom booked we had never been to before, and I don't think she knew how far out it was from the closest towns. She was probably more concerned on the price. It was really far north, and about 35 minutes out from any shopping areas. I guess it was a good test at how good we'd handle the rural life, though. The drive there was a little over 10 hours. I drove the first few hours, and my mom drove the rest. We got to the cabin at sunset. It was really pretty, the orange skies setting over the dense forest and wildlife. Way different than the skyscrapers and massive office buildings we were used to. The cabin itself was noticeably old, however. Everything creaked, and it didn't look like the place was professionally built. It was fine though. I mean, it was a cabin after all. We settled in for the night, testing out the wood-burning fireplace and just resting after the long drive. I ended up napping for most of the evening. My mom went to bed around 8:30, but because I took a long nap, I stayed up a bit later. My little brother was also in his room, so it
Fuck. I'm not tired as a motherfucker. Bro. Okay. I gotta lock in. Because I live in the Appalachian, right?
Imagine bringing your side project to life just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Videos ever recorded. This couple were on a
This is scary flashbacks. If you wanna go check it out, go ahead.
hike, and they had woken up bright and early just like any other morning to get their things ready, have breakfast, and head out. Little did they know the events of today would change their lives forever.
Did you hear that, honey?
Yeah.
Okay, here's what's going on, guys. As you can see, my beautiful bride, Giggly Girl, and myself are out here working this morning. She is potting up oak trees that we're growing from acorns. Look at this. We've put thousands and thousands of acorns in this certain garden plot, okay? But now here's what we're really doing, and here's what you're doing. I'm just going to tell you right now, our phone battery's low. It might die. We're hoping we can get about 12 minutes worth of recording out of this. And watch back here. and listen. Here's what you're doing. You are giving timestamps. You're saying specifically what you saw and specifically what you heard.
They share some pretty crazy disturbances that have been going on for the past few days. Having enough of it, they decide to try to get help the best way they know how.
We're cutting it up for two reasons, not just for super duper dry firewood, because it is super duper dry, but because we're tired of somebody or something using us to creep behind and peek out of to watch us over at our house. So I came out this morning, started cutting this thing up. She came out, started potting up the plants, and as I was cutting this thing up, something up in this area obviously is not very happy about it. I've been hearing angry grunt type growls, okay? So, honey,
Yes.
don't laugh.
Yeah.
She's trying so hard not to laugh right now.
Wow, she's actually listening, okay? So, just listen
material
and
right
look,
there.
watch the trees. If you see something, please tell us what and where, okay?
Just as he said, as soon as he went back to cutting that tree bark, some disturbing sounds were heard. Listen closely.
I definitely heard that.
Did you hear that?
screaming at me, yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh
As soon
shit!
as
I
I
actually heard
start
that
this,
time.
now.
Yeah.
But look, I'm a very big skeptic when it comes to scary shit. I mean, I'm a massive skeptic. So, but nah, what I was saying is I actually live in the Appalachian, and to be fair, I haven't really seen anything. At least I think I haven't. I might have seen someone if I was a kid or something.
Possibly terrified, he retreats indoors to review the footage whilst also soliciting.
All right. I went hunting the other day, right? In the Appalachian. And dude, it sounded like a woman screaming. But look, if you're ever out in the Appalachian, if you hear something like that, it's nothing bad. It's just either a bobcat or a coyote. So that's not something you really got to worry about. A lot of people say like, "Oh, it's skinwalker, skinwalker, skinwalker," and it's nothing. Now, if it's like close to you, then you really gotta watch out because I mean, them fucking bobcats will get you.
For others to point out what they in fact heard.
Whatever it was, it had gone further out. When I started, before I ran in to get the camera, it was much closer, but I could still hear it, but it was much further out. I don't know if it's because of the camera, if it saw me get the camera or what, but I heard it over here after the first series of my knocks on that wood. So I'm going to go in and review this with my earphones on. Put your earphones on, you can hear better. And as you can see, I didn't scream into the camera. I'm not doing that. This is totally serious here this morning. I don't even have my hillbilly teeth.
While camping around September 2023, these men experienced what can only be described as distressing. For nights on end, they had heard and sensed unsettling things outside the tent. Deciding they've had enough, they set up the camera. Let's take a look.
So, look, when it comes to camping, I can't stand camping. Like, not in any way, shape, or form. Like, I guess I get people want to be, like, outdoorsy, right? But I've never really understood why like people would purposely go out and just fucking ruin their backs, not get any decent amount of sleep, and wake up fucking freezing to death. I mean, that does not sound fun to me in any way, shape, or form.
At first, all seems like it's well until when something strange occurs just after 2 a.m.
Oh fuck!
Take a look at the upper left corner.
It's like Bigfoot or something. Respectfully, I'd be shitting bricks. I would actually be shitting bricks.
In the early hours of the 30th of May, 2024, a trucker picking up equipment notices a very strange figure in the distance.
I don't see nothing. Oh,
Did you
fuck.
see that? But what is concerning is yet to come.
Oh my gosh. You know what that looks like? Looks like the Flatwoods monster.
What he saw frightened him enough to make
Fuck,
him want to
I
make a
kinda-
run for it and get out of that place as soon as possible.
I kind of jumped a little bit. I was kind of expecting there to be like a jump scare or something.
As if you think you saw something. No, you didn't.
That's facts though. It's not even there. I mean,
This footage was captured deep in the woods,
If I would've
and
seen
what
something like
many
that, yeah, I'd be
believe
turning
to
my
be
ass back around,
skinwalkers
too.
can be heard in the background.
yeah, look. Like what I just said. Whenever you hear something like that, don't be alarmed, because it is just a bobcat.
The sound has anyone recoiling and shaking in fear. Notice how the forest is dead silent aside from the recorder's breathing, which can be heard. It is said that whenever the forest goes quiet, you run, and the farther it sounds, the closer it actually is. People who live in the Appalachian Mountain give all of sort of warnings to those who dare to visit, and one would be wise to listen to them. Such important advice is to never stop no matter the sounds you hear. Thankfully, this lonely biker obeyed.
Alright, I don't know what the fuck that is, though. Could be a bear.
My village is primitive, so I need to
Look.
prioritize development.
So,
First, I'll upgrade the
respectfully,
crumbling thatched huts to robust...
I would never go into the woods by myself.
The Appalachian Mountain is certainly not a place for the faint of heart. If you must visit, pay your dues to the locals and be sure to adhere to the rules.
From strange creatures to ghostly figures, you won't believe what's hiding deep in the woods. These are the 6 most disturbing Appalachian Trail encounters ever caught on camera, and they will stay with you long after the trail ends. Case number 1. On December 6th, 2021, Braden, who lives near the Appalachian side, filmed something terrifying inside his home. He had often heard strange sounds at night, tapping, footsteps, scratching, but this time what he caught on camera was far worse.
I was in my room, and you guys know how I'm trying to like catch that paranormal activity that's going on in my house on camera, right, and prove it here.
Dude,
So far,
speaking
I've
of
caught a
like
couple
paranormal
things.
shit, my dad found a human finger bone under his back porch. Isn't that crazy?
Nothing too good, but last night I actually ended up catching something really good. I don't know how to explain this or why this happened or how, but basically it started off like...
It started the same way as always. He was alone at night, and he heard the usual creaks and thumps upstairs. He grabbed his camera, hoping to finally catch proof of the weird things happening in his house. But this time it was different, and you will soon know why.
Like any other normal experience in my house. Like, I mean, I was just hearing stuff upstairs, and like I heard like the walking down the stairs and the creaking and the tapping
I
and
wonder-
the scratching, everything like that, right?
Well, because as a person who lives in the Appalachian, you do hear shit. I mean, you hear some pretty crazy shit. Like scratching, dumping, even sounds like somebody's walking through your house. But I don't know. I think it makes me skeptic. Is because maybe I'm just used to it or something. I wonder if like that's the case.
And I got that on camera, so I started filming, and then I go out into like my living room to investigate, and try to like get closer to it, see if I could get any like thing physically on camera instead of just the noise. And I didn't really do that, but I did get more noise, and that noise happened to be my own voice calling me up the stairs. I mean, I don't know what the hell that is or how that's even possible, but it was probably one of the most crazy, scariest things I've seen in my life. Like, guys, literally, I'm just filming the noises, trying to like figure out what's going on, and then all of a sudden I hear, "Braden, it's okay, come upstairs. Come here for a minute." And I'm like, what? At first, I didn't even...
As he walked into the living room, the sounds got louder. Then something spoke to him. He heard a voice say, "Come up here for a second." It sounded familiar, too familiar. At first, he thought it was just someone playing a trick, but then he heard it again, clearer. It was his voice calling him. "Braden, come here, now."
Jesus. Okay, hold up. Why is the tree on fire? Whatever that is coming from up here. feeling it was coming from like right in there, in that room.
Hold on for a sec, man.
What the fuck? What the fuck was that? You guys, did I just hear that right?
Get up here now.
What the fuck?
Okay. That I'm not fucking with.
The voice grew angry when he didn't listen. That's when he froze. It felt wrong, like something dark was using his voice to lure him upstairs. He stood still. His body wouldn't move. But then something he didn't expect to happen occurred.
That I'm not fucking with, bro. That I'm not fucking with, bro. That I don't play around with.
The blicky on your
That
side.
I don't play around with. I don't know. Oh no. Whatever that fucking was just came down the stairs. Yo, I don't like this, bro. This door's just about to open. Guys, am I like crazy? Or was there not a voice upstairs in my voice?
He heard loud footsteps rushing down the stairs, fast and heavy, like someone or something was coming straight at him. He backed away, heart racing. He ran into his room, locked the door, and replayed the video. The voice was his, clear as day.
Bro, I don't fuck with this. Was there not just like a voice upstairs with my voice telling me to come up? What the hell is in my house, bro? That's some like sinister shit that you see in the movies. I literally heard my voice. Hold on, let me watch the video. Guys, that was definitely my voice. I mean, I just watched the video back and like it literally said like come up here in my voice. How are my parents not fucking waking up right now? Bro, I don't know why this shit is going on. Like, I don't know what to say. Sorry if I'm like kind of...
He sat there, confused and scared. How could something call him using his voice? What did it want? That night, he didn't sleep. He just waited, hoping nothing would open his door.
kind of dull right.
Alright, guys. I think we call it a night. Good stream. Good stream. I'm messing with it. Alright, well. Thank you guys for watching. Yeah, sleep well. And I should be streaming sometime tomorrow. Probably around 3 or 4. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. You have a great night.